Man, you guys crack me up. I watch you two all the time, and I watch some of the same people. Man, some of you girls, some of you gals crack my ass up. I laugh so freaking hard. Just talking about people, right? It's like people in competition are always trying to, one up each other. It's like, man, that's not what we're here for. Oh boy. Oh, so what was I gonna? Oh yeah, download. uh, what was I hearing? Actually, I got confirmation today because I saw somebody else talking about it. It's like asking for help. Humility is one of the hardest things that any of us learn, right? Humility is all of us need help at times. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't care where you're at in your spiritual path. You have to humble yourself for the people around you because they need help, and you can't help anybody by standing above them. You just can't do it, right? There isn't anybody out there. I don't. You can be the lowly. Believe that you are the lowliest human being in the world, right? You're not gonna. Are you gonna reach out to somebody that's trying to be high and mighty and saying that their shit don't stink? No, that's the last person you want to reach out to, right? You want to reach out to somebody that is open and is compassionate and understands that, man, I've done a lot of dumb things, right? So you have to go through all this stuff and be stupid and then learn to let it go because it's not hurt. Right? That's the whole story of Job. That whole story of Job is Job just overcoming himself. He's just like, he's in his own head. And yeah, man, you get thrown in the lines that you get thrown in the fire. It is you are intentionally throwing yourself in the fire and you have no idea that you're doing it. Man, I love you guys so much. There isn't one person that I don't love. I can think of every single person that I've ever met, and I love you guys so much. You have no idea. So what was I? Oh yeah, asking for help. So yeah, so I started this decentralized decision making project a while back, and the reason was because I saw, and I wrote about it today. The reason was because I saw so many groups of people that were so innerly conflicted and trying to kind of talk over each other. And I'm just as guilty, man. When I was growing up, I thought, man, I know how to do it. I know exactly what I'm doing. And even now, I'll be honest, I constantly question myself. Okay, am I supposed to be going in this direction? Please, Lord, tell me. Because I don't want to. You really don't want to, do your best not to overstep your bounds, right? I never want to say, hey, I got all the answers. I want everyone to follow their own guidance. If you're watching this channel, just follow your own guidance, right? I'm always going to advise you, take what resonates. If there's anything that I say that doesn't resonate with you, go with your own guide. You'll learn. You have to learn your own lessons. You don't ever rely on any one of us. We're all here to help each other, right? And so always ask for help and then give help when it's asked for. And then you will always be in a state of peace, right? And you'll come to deeper understandings about yourself. And then when you need, you'll be guided to ask. Say, hey, look, it's time to ask for help. I mean, I've been guided to do. It's like your pride's leading you down a road you don't want to go down, right? Always ask for help, but you have to have the intuition to ask from the right people, because if you ask from the wrong people, then they're going to pull you in and trap you because, oh, we got one, right? So, I mean, there are people in your life that God will send you and Spirit will send you that you can trust. And then use your intuition to ask those people, right? Giving is a double-edged sword. You don't want to make someone dependent on you, and at the same time, however you're giving, try to empower the people that you're giving to, right? There's nothing more that you can give them that is more important than knowledge. Just give them wisdom. And that wisdom is always going to be to just keep moving forward and follow your heart. Let the love for yourself and the love for the people around you guide every decision you make. Don't ever try to put something else in between that. Money is a byproduct. And eventually money will go away for that reason. But right now, that's what we got, right? So, there is some, thinking on that front, right? You don't, when you're family, your friends and family, you don't do things for each other for money. You do it because you love one another. And so once people start to understand that we are all just one big family, then eventually money will go away because it was used to control people. It's never used, anytime we put anything between you and me, it's going to cause, so set that boundary. It's okay to set the boundaries like, hey, look, I'll do this for you for a price if that's the way that person is living. It's like, look, I'll help you. But you can also set the boundary and say, look, we can do this as a service or we can work together, right? I will work with you and you can be a part of my project, be part of what I'm doing here. And we can function that way if you like. Give them the option. Always give them the option. Because the other way, the second way that I just told you, will force you both to grow. Because now you're more accountable to each other. When you've got a monetary exchange, you can just walk away. Oh, I got the money from that, right? Relationship doesn't grow. The relationship is not required to grow because you're not relying on each other. Think about that for a little while. I just asked for money from a friend for a project that I'm separate from this, not YouTube channel, nothing like that. And I knew I was asking from the right person. And if you're watching this, thank you. Because, and this is the way I am, is like, hey, if I agree to do this, I don't do loans. This is a gift, right? It's like, thank you for saying that. Because if somebody ever asks me for something and I feel like it's the right thing to do for someone, then I'm just going to give it to you. I'm not going to expect anything in return. It's a gift because you need it. Because whatever you're doing, you're working forward to better yourself, right? To make yourself self-sufficient. And the right people will come into you at the right time to give you what you need. But sometimes you're going to be to ask, and it's okay to ask. You have to ask before you can provide. I guarantee you that one. Before you're able to provide, you're going to have to ask, because all of us, the mercy seat is the most important lesson to learn. The mercy seat is something that everybody is at. Doesn't matter who you are. I don't care how far you've gone. You are always at the mercy seat. You'll never be at the mercy. And if you get off the mercy seat, you're going the wrong way. I guarantee you, you're going the wrong way. I am at the mercy of all of you. If I am not doing my job, if I am not serving you in whatever way, then my ancestors, your ancestors, the spirit, all the non-physical, like, Brian, what are you doing? You know better. It's just like, yes, I'm sorry. I have to get, so this is something that I worked on for months, is I worked on making sure that I was not even thinking negatively about anybody else. It doesn't bother me to think negatively about myself. But then eventually you have to grow out of that too, because if you're thinking negatively about yourself, then that's what you're going to project to the people around you. So just be at peace with yourself. Just understand that whatever you're going through is part of a process. Forgive yourself, and you'll be able to forgive other people so much better. And then when you need help, ask for help. And then use your intuition to make sure you're asking for help from the right people, because you'll know. And for one thing, even if you don't make the right decision on who you're asking, you'll know by the answers that they give you, right? You'll know how they're going to help you if they do help you. So think of it that way. What else do I have to say there? Yeah. So, a lot of us being able to ask for help is something that is a plus, but you don't want to get, make sure you're moving forward when you're doing that. All you got to do is keep progressing. Try and give yourself a good, healthy work ethic, and periods of reflection are fine, right? I mean, I have to pull myself away sometimes. Okay, am I going the right direction, right? Make sure I'm going in the right direction. And I have to think about I've got probably 2 or 3 things going on. Make sure that each thing that I'm doing is moving me in the right direction to where it's some kind of path of service, whether it's my friends and family, the community at large, right? The world at large. What are you doing? How are you presenting yourself? Are you lifting the people up around you? This is the most important. Empowering those people, empower yourself, and empower those people you empower other people by empowering yourself, right? And then it's all happening for a reason. It's all a part of a big grand spectrum of beautiful. It's like an old organism breaking down, and then all this new growth and beautiful flowers are growing out of the middle of it. It's actually very, very beautiful when you think about it. People are always going to just look at the negative, but all they're doing is shedding negative energy. Think of it that way. When you're listening to somebody and they're being negative about whatever state they're going through, or, oh, he's being this way, or, oh, she's being that way, they're just shedding negative energy. And it happens. All they have to do is get to a place of rest. So the best advice that you can give anybody that's going through that is just, hey, take some time for yourself. Take care of yourself. You're fine, right? If you're thinking negatively about whatever you're going through or anybody else, just take some time to meditate and shed that negative energy. It's all working in your favor, right? Everything's working for you. Be at peace. Because eventually you'll get to a point in your spiritual progression where you'll be at peace. And you'll always be at peace because it's easy just to be you. And you'll get the downloads you need when you need them, the advice you need, and you'll just keep moving forward. So, are we going to pull cards? Might as well. So, somebody mentioned, I can't remember your name, I'm sorry. You've made a couple comments on my channel. I don't get that many comments, so to make a comment, then I'll notice. You said 60 minutes. I honestly don't pay attention to how long I do my videos. Yeah, that one was longer, and I was just having a fun time with this new deck I got. I'm going to get some more decks. I think that I'm going to order some today. And I see a lot of different decks, and there's a couple that I want, but I want to get the right ones. But this Aleister Crowley deck is interesting me. Eventually, I'm going to do some more reading on Aleister Crowley. I might even do a video on Aleister Crowley. I don't know. Interesting guy. And obviously, he felt like I think he was the original guy that wrote something in Dogma, I believe. If you know what it is in the comments, please let me know. I'm not going to look it up before you guys probably watch this video. Something in Dogma. But he was basically kind of created the 33rd degree of Masonry, I think. And if it existed before that, he just kind of clarified issues, right? This guy, I think this is supposed to be Aleister here on the book. This guy. Interesting guy. I heard someone talking today about gods and goddesses, and yeah, all the gods and goddesses learned their own lessons and became a part of reality in whatever way that they fit in. But it's all connected. It's all one. There's only one. All are one. Law of one. That's why any action that you do or any way you think about your environment becomes a filter for your heart space. You know, your whole biofield, the way that you feel about yourself and everybody else. And then that is what comes out of your mouth. From the heart, the mouth speaks. Creation circuit comes from here first. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. Because in the beginning, the first way that we create is through sound, right? Frequency. And it comes from the place where there is no creation. This is the 0 point. Everything comes full circle from here and then back to here. Your heart is the 0 point of creation. This is the creator. Your heart is the creator. And so the health of your heart creates whatever you experience. And if your heart is not healthy, then that will dictate the world you're living in. Everybody else is creating their own world by the health of their heart. Work on your heart health. It's the only thing you ever really need to work on. The only thing you'll ever need to work on is your heart health, because it dictates how you view the people, yourself, and the people around you. Love yourself unconditionally and allow that love to seep into the people around you. You'll always be happy. It won't matter, you know, there's nothing else that could possibly, what else could possibly matter, right? It doesn't matter how much money you got in your bank account, what car you're driving, who's standing next to you. If you're pouring your love into them, and even if they are totally conflicted, you're going to continue to try and help them see themselves in a different light. It's like all you have to do is love the world, and the world will love you. But you got to love yourself first. If you don't love yourself, you won't love anybody else. I'm going to tell you that. It's just a thing, right? And so, you know, being in conflict with yourself will cause you to be in conflict with the people around you. It's a hard lesson to learn. It really is. It sounds simple when I say that, but it's not like, I don't know. All you guys. Literally, I cannot imagine. I've watched so many different YouTube videos. One of my favorite YouTube videos, sorry guys, I'm rambling on here. Maybe I'm turning this into a 60-minute video. I don't know. But one of my favorite guys to watch is the Vice Grip Garage guy, Derek. Man, that guy has got so many idioms. You know, bleep bloop it down in the comments. What do you think? Like, after he gets done driving a car, you know, that guy, for family entertainment, that guy is some healthy family entertainment. That's why he's got so many millions of views on YouTube, because he's just an honest. What you see is what you get, right? But that's how all of us should be. What you see is what you get. And so, you know, everything I do, the only thing that I ever do is out of love for you guys. And if I have information, I can't. I heard somebody else say this, and I agree. 100%. When you're sitting, you cannot sit on information. If I get a download, I got to get on here and give it to you guys, because there's no reason for me to keep it for myself. Why would I just want to keep that for me, right? That's for everybody. We are a group consciousness collective, and there is not one of us that is more important than the other. I don't know how many times I have received information from you guys that had a direct impact on me that made me feel better about the direction I was going, because you always get the right information at the right time for your own self-development and journey. And that's all we're here for. It's each other that way. It feels so good, right? And it takes all the weight off your shoulders. When you realize that everything's just working in your favor, let your burdens go. Let it all flow out. It's totally fine. Just love everybody. And do it for the right reasons. Do it because you love them. Do it because you want to lift them up and see them be successful. I would love to, I want to see so many, this project that I'm working on, I want to just do my thing, take my back seat, and all I want to do is just make you guys look like the most powerful beings in the universe, right? Because you've submitted and you're staying at the mercy seat and you're lifting each other up, right? What could be more powerful than having a group of people that will just lift each other up and empower each other every day and support each other? And at the same time, state their needs, because all of us have needs. I have needs. I mean, we all have needs. We all want to have a really healthy relationship with somebody that we love and spend the rest of our lives with, without, doing all the philandering around, all the mush. I mean, you can do whatever you want, play however you like, but in the end, you're going to want to settle down, No, I have never met anybody that was a swinger that was peaceful, super peaceful. I don't know. Maybe they're out there. I don't know. I'm not gonna, I don't make no judgments. I don't know. Maybe it's not them. Have you guys ever read Stranger in a Strange Land? Great book. Excellent book. Graken, if you know what Graken is, read that book. Excellent book. Robert Heinlein, amazing, by far his best book. I've read started to read a couple of his other books and they were good, but nothing like Stranger in a Strange Land. Awesome book. So, I just randomly opened to the Tower, so let's read the Tower before I do any readings. The Tower is a very interesting card. The Tower is, it's almost like Tower of Babel. The Tower. Unexpected, destruction, conflict, death, overturning, freedom, and breakdown. Freedom. So, it's that, I would say it's the it's destruction and conflict. So it's the ending of conflict, right? So the Tower is not necessarily a bad thing. So we'll read the first paragraph here. I mean, maybe we could make this a thing, right? I got Alistair's little versions. I don't know if Alistair wrote this or somebody else wrote this about him. I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out. Let's listen. I'll read this last part here. Aleister Crowley suggested that the following blessing or prayer be said before using the tarot cards. This relates to the threefold cycle of life, death and resurrection, and to the Enochian angel. You may wish to also use it as an invocation before using the cards. I invoke the IAO, whatever, what's that mean? Threefold cycle of life, death and resurrection to the, I don't know. That thou wilt send HRU, the great angel that is set over the operations of the secret wisdom, to lay his hand invisibly upon these consecrated cards of art, that hereby we may obtain true knowledge of hidden things to the glory of thine ineffable name. Amen. Ineffable name. So, praying to an angel. I guess this is the guy. I pray to whoever deity you want. All of them fall underneath the Most High God. So, the Most High God is unconditional love for everything. So, I would recommend sticking with that. There are angels, demons, all of it, right? It's all one, though. It all falls underneath one. All of them have purpose. There isn't anything that doesn't have purpose, right? I was talking to my brother about this the other day. Before I finish reading this Tower, I might as well get this off my mind. We are all here to experience each other as separate. Because if we didn't, there wouldn't be anything, right? So there has to be an opposing force pulling us apart in order for us to experience ourselves and grow back together. It's all perfect. So when you look at anything that is going on, it is perfect. Because there's just two forces, a force pulling us apart and a force pulling us back together. Now I just want to be on the force that's drawing us together because that's who I am. It's always who I will be. And I will always question myself to make sure that my motivations are pointed in that direction. I don't ever want to put myself in a situation that is forcing me apart from you. You can make your own choice. I will never try to control your decision because you are me and I am you. And you can choose to go whichever direction you like. And that is okay. I love you just the same. And when you can get to that state of mind, then you will be at peace. You will always be at peace. Because you're never going to try and, you can move away from me if you like. I love you regardless of your choice. Right? And then you can let out a nice sigh of breath. And then enjoy the company of the people that want to grow closer to you. Right? Okay. Let's read the Tower card. Devout people often say, if the Lord wills it, before speaking of their plans. The Tower, devout people often say, if the Lord wills it, before speaking of, yeah, that's what I just basically said. It's the Lord, right? You question your motives. Okay. The Tower card reminds us that ineffable divinity is far better placed to know what plans will come to fruition than us mere mortals. For to see this card in a reading is to know that some aspect upon which we have decided is suddenly about to be overturned. This may be a physical plan, such as going on a holiday or moving house, or it may be an assumption regarding one's place in the world, a philosophy long held, a part of one's personality that seems to be reliable. Then the Tower works its magic, and suddenly we are left bereft of what we once knew to be definite. So basically it's saying that whatever plan you were doing comes to an end. You have a Tower moment, and you're like, oh boy, that wasn't the direction I needed to go. Right? But the old that gets destroyed makes way for the new. I cannot tell you how many Tower moments I've gone through. I mean, it's just like, I have no idea. They're just like too many to count. I don't know. I mean, if I was, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Right? All you have to do is just stay in supplication and say, yes, Lord, what shall I do now? Right? What's next? Always keep your spirits high. Do your best, let it go, right? If it's not working, fine, let it go. And then wait on the Lord. And then you'll get guidance. And then you'll hear something. And it'll tell you, oh, okay, maybe I should do that. And then life's easy, right? I mean, that's the ultimate point of freedom, is just to be. While many would find this aspect of the Tower deeply uncomfortable, after all, who doesn't like knowing where they stand in life? Yeah, I don't know. You're always standing in the middle whether you realize it or not. So all the creation out there is all kind of like, it's always going to go through a Tower moment. It doesn't matter what you're looking at externally. There'll always be towers to break that down. That's the best I can get. Best advice I can give you. You have a choice to never go through a tower here. Think about that one. Always know that if you understand that whatever's happening out there is the best thing for you here, this will stay intact. You'll never lose your heart. You can't lose your heart. It's you. That is you, right? It's the thing, the creator, the thing that comes before creation. That never dies. It doesn't matter what you are. You could be the most sour person in the planet. You could be the devil, right? He's sitting right next to me. It's always sitting next to me, right? We got God on my right hand and devil on the other. One side's feeding me, your other side's cutting stuff away. It's always in balance. I had a dream the other day. He got in a car with me. He was playing. I'm not gonna talk. I'll tell you that story later. But that's how you grow trees. Any plant, you have to water it. You have to cut the weeds, or the plant won't grow. If the weeds just keep growing without cutting them, then you'll never have fruit. Well, the fruit you get will be very sour and won't taste very good. So we want to make good fruit, right? We're here to lift each other up, to pour into each other and then cut the parts of ourselves away, not anybody else. We're just creating boundaries. Kung Fu hustle lesson. Creating boundaries to make sure that we are not pouring our energy into things enabling bad behavior. Let's put it that way. Okay. After all, who doesn't like knowing where they stand in life? It is also a heartening card to see for those who are imprisoned in cages of their own making. You often hear people who have experienced a breakdown looking back at the time in awe for its life-changing power. Certainly, the experience of being in it is not pleasant, but the aftermath creates the world anew, and often in a better way than before. Exactly. You have to break down the old before you can make room for the new. That's what's happening in our society. So don't ever think that, when you see old things dying away that you're used to seeing, it'll happen within yourself, and at the same time it's happening in the world around you. So make sure that just accept it for what it is. The only thing that never changes is that nothing ever stays the same. And thank God for that, right? Yeesh. Okay. This card is attributed to the letter Pe, which means a mouth. In this case, it could even be the mouth that is the abyss or chaos. It is cosmic energy let loose upon structure, bringing down the buildings we thought had solid foundations. You can see fire emerging from the jaws of Dis, the Roman god of the underworld. Yet it is not just from below that the destruction is assured. Above is the Eye of Horus. Crowley attributed the Eye of Horus to the third eye of the Hindu god Shiva, which when it opens destroys the whole universe. So yeah, creation keeps getting destroyed, and so keeps destroying itself. New creations destroy all creations from wisdom, right? You can't create anything new without destroying the old. So creation is a burning process. I love the symbol of the burning bush. The burning bush is one of the most powerful symbols. The burning bush is describing this. The tower is the burning bush, if you understand it. You're at the center of the tower, you'll never changing. The world around you keeps burning down over and over and over, and that's the way it will stay forever and ever and ever and ever. Will never stay the same. But you, I am that I am, the light of the world, will always be. For heaven and earth shall fall away, but I am. Right? In the Book of the Law, chapter 1, verse 57, the goddess Neith refers to the imagery of this card. Invoke me under my stars. Love is the law, love under will, nor let the fools mistake love, for there are love and love. There is the dove. There is the dove and there is the serpent. Choose ye well. He, my prophet, hath chosen knowing the law of the fortress and the great mystery of the house of God. If you ponder what qualities you associate with a dove and with a serpent, it becomes clear that you are being asked to retain both peace and conflict within your heart as the two battle it out. The mystery in that peace is only obtained after conflict. We could barely understand what peace means if it wasn't as a cessation of conflict. So if you are in the midst of an inferno of uncertainty, you can be assured that when the dust settles, peace and rest will be yours. Oddly enough, the reason this card can be hard to read, is that you are trying to predict the unpredictable. Often the best way to deal with it is to simply wait and see. Right? You're always in a state of surrender. Always at the mercy seat. At the center of this card is the mercy seat, the place of infinite creation. Outside the mercy seat, there's just conflict. So you have love and conflict. It's always in creator and creation. So never love the conflict. You can't love something that's not immortal, right? Even your body. That's why if your body is in conflict with your environment, if you're feeding off of it in any way, it's not immortal. It is not an immortal vessel. So how do you create an immortal vessel? Stop feeding, right? And just be. The star. Cool. So let's do a reading. I am that I am. We'll do the reading, right? I'll use Crowley's cards here. So he changed the Emperor position. We haven't read about that. I'll look that up before maybe tomorrow and figure out what the Emperor position, why he changed the Emperor position. Because I think it goes the Fool, the Magician, High Priestess, Empress, and then it used to be Emperor, right? Hierophant was 5, I believe. I don't know. High Priestess is 2, right? 3 is Emperor, and I think 4 was Emperor. I don't know. It's not important. Let you guys look it up. I keep thinking. Okay, let's be a channel here. Let's think about what's going on here. Okay. Prudence, abundance. Tell me what you guys are doing for the holidays. I would love to hear what you guys are doing. You guys waiting patiently? So we've got abundance and prudence, followed by valor, death, the devil. To me, this is saying we're letting go of attachments. We're transforming, letting go of attachments, and becoming the Empress and the Magus here. The Magician and Empress is what I got following that. So we're letting stuff go, right? It's time to let stuff go. And that's how you're creating your abundance. Now, unfortunately, I want to look the definition of this up and how they write the 7 of Wands in here. This is valor. I'm curious to see, because 7 of Wands, you're keeping everybody at bay, right? You're standing out in the in this deck, you got one foot, each foot wearing a different color boot, and then you're keeping people at bay. Valor, right? Transformation. Letting go of the cutting away. Transformation, cutting away of attachments. And becoming the magician and the empress. Very powerful message. Man, you guys are like on top of it. So, 7 of Wands. I'm sure it's the same message, right? Let's read it though. Might as well. You guys got time, right? I mean, somebody wanted these things to last 60 minutes, so I might as well just kind of make it whatever. This card derives from Netzach in the Suit of Fire, but the 7 is a weak, earthy number as regards the Tree of Life, and represents a departure from the balance so low down on the tree that it implies a loss of confidence. Fortunately, the card is also attributed to Mars and Leo. Leo is still the sun in his full strength, but the marks of decadence are already to be seen. It is as if the wavering fire summoned the brutal energy of Mars to its support. But this is not enough to counteract fully the degradation of the initial energy and the departure from equilibrium. The army has been thrown into disorder. If a victory is to be won, it will be by dint of individual valor, a soldier's battle. The pictorial representation shows the fixed and balanced wands of the last card, relegated to the background, diminished and become commonplace. In front is a large, crude, uneven club, the first weapon to hand, evidently unsatisfactory in ordered combat. The flames are dispersed and seem to attack in all directions without systemic purpose. So, kind of going in all directions there, right? I'll show you this card. Pretty weird in this deck, right? A lot different than the Rider-Waite 7 of Wands. Valor. Let's get some info on this Devil card. Death and the Devil. Okay, the outcome is the Magician and the Empress, so, right? We're transforming, letting go of attachments. So I believe that's what we're going to get here, right? Yeah. You found your purpose in life. I think I got that one before, right? Yeah, this is same one. That one fell out. That one wasn't right. You found your purpose in life. You spoke your truth. Love conquers all. Patience. You're not single. Wow. Maybe some of you are married. I'm reading that in the way of you're not alone, because none of us are alone. All blocks and restrictions have been released. You are healed. Right? All blocks and restrictions are released. You guys are healed. Awesome. I don't know what else to say here. A lot of prudence. The Eight of Pentacles. You guys are living in the Eight of Pentacles. Kind of, it's a really nice place to be. Abundance. Three of Cups. Let's get an oracle card before we go. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this Aleister Crowley deck, and or what you guys are doing for the holidays. I'd love to hear what people are doing for the holidays. Are you spending time with family? You're traveling? Cosmic Connection. Pretty cool card. We're all just getting into our cosmic connection, your higher self. This is kind of like the higher self card. Because all of our higher selves are the same higher selves, right? That is all it is and ever was, will be. Kind of a cool card. So yeah, it's dealing more with the top side of your biofield, where you're bringing information down from the cosmos into your heart chakra. So let me know what you guys think. Love you guys. Peace and love to everybody. Everything happens for a reason. Just be at peace. Have a great day. Bye.